What's going on, everybody? Today on the podcast, we are talking about, basically doing a recap of the Women's Entrepreneurial Series we had this month of May. So join us as we recap and take a look back at some of the highlights from the month. And it's going to be a good, short, sweet, but productive show. Frame of Mind 8 podcast starts right now. Get your mind right. Get your mind right. It's a frame of mind. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Frame of Mind 8 podcast. This is your boy Simbawi Nibaye Jr., aka TK. And I am again riding solo as my man O is taking some much needed time off. Been away for a while, and he deserves it. He'll be back next month, of course, doing his stock and trade and investment podcast every first Wednesday of the month. So be on the lookout for that. But you know how we do. We jump right in and get started. But before we do that, we are going to do our affirmations for the day. It is Affirmation Wednesday. And if you're getting the replay of this, whether video or audio, it is affirmation, whatever day that is for you. It could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, or whatever time it is for you as well. If you're ready, got your tablet, iPad, your notes, whatever you have, or if you got to memorize, let's knock these out and keep it moving. Are you ready? Here we go. Today will be a good day. Today will be a great day. Today will be an awesome day. Today will be an amazing day. Today will be a phenomenal day. Today will be stress-free. Today will be a stress-less day. Today, I will overcome all barriers that want to block my progress. Today, all circumstances, issues, and situations will work in my favor. Today, all things will line up for my good. I am a go-getter. I am victorious. I am triumphant. I am an overcomer. I never lose. I either win or I learn. Today, I will become better than who and what I was yesterday. I will dominate this day. I will conquer this day. And I take authority over this day. And everything I have spoken into this day will happen as I have affirmed, because I am more than a conqueror. Let's get it started. So for the past 3 weeks, we've been having our Women's Entrepreneurial Series, and I've had 3 amazing women on for this past month. We started this series last year with the Women's Entrepreneurial Series, and we had 3 amazing women last year. And this year we had 3 new amazing women who talked about their entrepreneurial journey over the past, however long they've been doing it. And so just to do a recap of who we had on and who was here and who did what. So our first interview was with Janet M. Taylor, and she is an entrepreneur, of course, and a podcaster. And her main niche was helping people get organized in their personal life, business life, or both. You guys know me here. I've always said that, life is my business and my business is my life. I put them both together because I believe they do coincide together. But there is a time for you to unwind, unplug from business and do personal life. And there's a time where there's time to say, all right, I need to put personal life just to the side for a moment and take care of business. But it all kind of correlates the same to me. A little more in depth on that another time, but also other podcasts, we've talked about that as well. And then again, looking at how Janet M. Taylor, influenced and made an impression on our audience. She, interestingly enough, has been podcasting for 10 years and now has done some amazing things with her podcast. Her podcast is made some very high strides, making a top 100 list for home and gardening, as well as being, one of the top in her industry and niche. So make sure you go and check out her interview from the beginning of the month. That was on May 4th. So you got to go back about 3 weeks to get Janet M. Taylor's interview. Great time with her, speaking with her, and showing us that consistency does pay off, because she's been doing podcasting for 10 years and has taken her podcast to the top 10, or I should say top 5 of that particular industry. After Janet, we had Miss Debbie Morton, who is also, again, entrepreneur, also a coach, trainer, and a mentor. And to many, to be a fact, she has a group that she has, I believe, here on Facebook, where she mentors and coaches others. She has a community of people that she works with as well. She's also an author now, I believe, who she's written a book, and she can now add that to her repertoire of things. And Debbie is an all-around great person. Her ups and downs and her crossroads are something worth taking a listen to. Please make sure you go and check out that interview. That was done on May 11th, which was the week after Janet. So we are on week 2 with Debbie doing that. May 11th. Debbie Morton, amazing person, great journey, great words of inspiration, and definitely has a lot of knowledge to give to our listeners based on what she's learned from brick and mortar to going online, and just taking everything that she has in herself to teach others about what not to do and to escape the pitfalls and the mistakes that she's made along her way and on her entrepreneurial journey. Last but not least, we had Monica Dudley, who was here with us, and she's, of course, entrepreneur, of course, thus the Women's Entrepreneurial Series, all right, and a marriage coach. She owns her own bridal boutique and helps married couples thrive in their marriages through the ups, the downs, the turnarounds, and everything in between. Between her and her husband, Gary, they have a wealth of knowledge for married couples. And I will say this is that they have done a lot for myself and my marriage, and others who I have witnessed them, doing some amazing things with, coaching and mentoring, and basically just, having a blueprint of what marriage looks like from a general standpoint, and then to a degree what marriage looks like to you and your spouse, making sure that you're not trying to mimic necessarily someone else, but take the things that and learn the right things and make that your own. And so you can check that interview out with her. It will certainly bless you. Be sure to check it out. That interview was from last week on May 18th, last week. So make sure you go check that out with Monica Dudley. Again, I want to just shout out those 3 amazing women who were on the podcast this month to help complete our Women's Entrepreneurial Series, and all fabulous women doing their thing in their respective industries in their own respective ways. And if you would like to be a guest on the Frame of Mind Inc. podcast or featured in our Women's Entrepreneurial Series for 2023, it's a simple way you can do that. You can simply just send us an email at fofmpodcast@frameofmindinc.com. That's FOFM podcast at frameofmindinc.com. That's Inc as in INK, not INC. frameofmindinc.com, or give us a call at 302-689-3499. Again, 302-689-3499. So real quick, before we kind of end this out, it's going to be a short one today. I just wanted to do a recap and just to shine and shed light and shout out our guests from the past 3 weeks here on our Women's Entrepreneurial Series. We're looking forward to the one next year, where we'll have 3 or 4 more new women entrepreneurs that are going to grace the microphone and grace our screens and our ears to give us knowledge on their particular industry or niche, or their profession and what they do. to continue to increase and to bring more awareness to women in business, women who are entrepreneurs who are doing big things. And I'm gonna say this real quick before I move on to this last thing is that uh, there is a difference when there's a female who is in charge or a female who is running things as opposed to a male. Now, I know some of you may not want to hear that, and you may not necessarily like the fact that I said that, but here's the difference. I'm not going to dive deep into this, but here's the difference. With men, it's the natural thing for a man to lead, or a natural thing for a man to want to lead, a natural thing for us to want to be in charge or be in charge. And we don't necessarily look at all of the actual possibilities of what something could be or could become. That's not all men, but it's a general man thing. We do our best, and we're good at what we do, and we do a great job. But from a woman's standpoint, it's a lot of out of the box thinking. There's a lot of thinking about things in a different way, to where because the challenges that women face when it comes to business and coming to being in charge or being an entrepreneur or being a leader or leading people, there are challenges already ahead of them because it's been to a degree, quote unquote, a man's world for so long in that space. And what I found out is that there are a lot of women entrepreneurs out there that are doing things, that are doing amazing things, that are leading businesses and leading industries and leading other employees and people to do great things themselves. And they're not just bosses, they're leaders. And we did a podcast about a month or so ago about leaders and bosses. And a boss is someone that tells you what to do, but necessarily isn't one that jumps out there and shows you what to do. But a leader is someone who shows you what to do, and then they'll start to see who you can become and start nurturing you to become the best of who you are, and watch you bloom and blossom as well. And they're not afraid to let you lead, and not afraid to let you do your thing as well, to better yourself or the company or the brand or whatever it is. And that's the short and sweet part of it. There's a podcast on that. You might want to go check that out. It's called Leader versus Boss. And we break down the difference between what a leader is and what a boss is. Everyone wants to be a boss, but not everybody wants to be a leader, because bosses necessarily don't do a whole lot, where leaders do a whole lot, but that whole lot rubs off on other people in a very positive way. I'm going to leave it at that. So over the next month or so, we're going to be doing some other things here on the Frame of Mind podcast. To give you a quick overview of what we're going to be doing, we're going to start having more interviews over the next, I would say, 3 months. I know we got the summer months coming up, so a lot of you are going to be on vacation, doing things, going away, taking time off, sleeping in possibly, whatever it is that you do. The one thing about that is the summer months don't necessarily bother us or make things slow down, because you can take us on the road wherever you go. You can catch us on Apple Podcasts, have us on Spotify, Google Music. You can catch us there if you want to catch the podcast, if you'd like to. So you can always take us wherever you go, no matter what. Listen to us morning, noon, or night. We're broadcasting live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. On Facebook, LinkedIn, and on our YouTube page. Facebook, LinkedIn is my page. So if you want to know where that is, you simply type in my name, or you can do @TK Billionaire, and on Facebook and on LinkedIn, just type in my name, Simbawi. That's TSOMBAWI. I'm the only person on there with that name. Last name is KNIBYE Jr. And then catch the video portion on Facebook and LinkedIn, as well as our YouTube channel. It's on the Frame of Mind Inc. YouTube channel. Catch it there. It airs video-wise simultaneously on all three of those platforms. And then the audio versions you can catch, the audio replays you can catch from Thursday on after that, because they'll be uploaded then from the Apple at that time. So, but yeah, we'll be doing some things to really make the show better for you guys and for us. Our listeners are very important to us. We appreciate you guys sticking with us. We're on year 3 of the Frame of Mind Inc. podcast. It's been a great journey, and this speech almost sounds like we're getting ready to go off the air, but we're not. No, we're not going off the air. It's just a big thank you to all of you who are listening, who continue to show up every week, listen to us. Those of you who get the monthly emails from Frame of Mind Inc., who get the new episodes every month, you guys go back and listen. You get caught up, and we appreciate you. We thank you for that. Those of you who go to our online store and are purchasing our brand product, we appreciate you. We're working on getting some newer products on the site, even as we speak, and a lot of other things that we're doing as well. I will say this, starting next week, I have an announcement that I'm going to make on all my social media platforms, as well as through this podcast. There is something that is coming that is big, that I'm doing, that I'm going to let you guys know about. So make sure you hang around for that. Next week, I'm going to give you guys a bit of a teaser of what that is, because it's something that's really big to me in my heart. And I believe it's something big that's going to really bless, a number of people, particularly men. But it's a very big possibility. It could also bless women as well. So make sure you hang around for that. I'm not going to say too much more because I'm pretty much done. Thank you so much to you guys. My man O will be back next week with the Stock, Trade, and Investment podcast, and we'll kind of go from there. So from all of us here at Frame of Mind Inc., continue to think it, speak it, and achieve it. And until next week, next time, I holla. Thank you for joining the Frame of Mind Inc. podcast. And as always, here at Frame of Mind Inc., think positive thoughts, say positive things, and do positive deeds. As our tagline says, think it, speak it, achieve it. See you next time.
It's a frame of mind. It's what you say and what you do.
Don't forget to check us out on the web at www.frameofmindinc.com, where you can browse our online apparel store, listen to some of our original music and production services, as well as view our videos and projects we've done for our clients and customers.